The big news is the Texans have reportedly hired David Culley, and that is going to end the coaching carousel for this offseason. It's a surprising choice because he's 65 years of age. He's been in the NFL as a coach for 27 years. He's never been a head coach or an offensive coordinator. But it's an especially important choice because of the Texans hiring him. Deshaun Watson was not happy with the team, reportedly because he wasn't brought into the process of finding a new head coach. And we'll see how Watson responds to Culley, who was with the Ravens. He used to be with Andy Reid. He's been with the Kansas City Chiefs before. Apparently, Watson and Culley got to know each other at last year's Pro Bowl, but you have to imagine the issues go deeper for Watson. Ownership, top executives still set the tone for an organization no matter who the coach is. And the Texans are reeling from moves that gutted their upcoming drafts. Culley is walking into a tough spot. This is maybe the worst coaching situation in the NFL. And for him to have a chance to succeed, it would certainly help if you got Deshaun Watson on board, because if not, David Culley will have his work cut out for him in this new job. And I didn't know much about him. I don't think anybody knew much about him. He's never been an offensive coordinator, but he's been involved in 6 NFL franchises. Now, some of that's with Andy Reid, but you have to understand that there is experience where he's been with different owners, different coaching staffs, different talent. So I'm guessing that, maybe the knowledge that he'll bring into this, the experience that he brings into this, plus he's different from Bill O'Brien, which usually happens. Your personality is different from the previous coach. Normally, you got a guy who's a player's coach, or you got a disciplinarian, you usually go the opposite direction. But David Culley gets the job here. If you would have said an Andy Reid disciple who's never been an offensive coordinator and is a minority is going to get the job with the Texans, you go, oh, Eric Bieniemy got a job. Nope. But David Culley checks all those boxes there. Eric Bieniemy, and it came true. I reached out to my source who told me 2 weeks ago. He said, when we were talking about Eric Bieniemy, he goes, I think he's going to get frozen out. He's not going to get a job. And then I texted him this morning and I said, Bieniemy not getting a job, ? And he said, unfortunately, there's a past here. There's a history here. That was back when he was a player at Colorado. There were incidents there involving him, but I haven't heard one thing about Eric Bieniemy, anything negative when it comes to off the field in 25 years, I'm guessing. He's 51 years of age. I still bring this up. He's older than Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's been a coach for a decade. But Eric Bieniemy, well, he doesn't call plays. Okay. Other guys who've been coordinators with Andy Reid didn't call plays either. But it feels like, and this is media driven, I will say that, because the media is looking in this, go, wait, he's the offensive coordinator with the Chiefs, the best offense in football, or one of the best offenses in football, and you got Patrick Mahomes, and why wouldn't you want this guy to be around your team, your offense? You have Patrick Mahomes, who co-signs for him, Andy Reid, who did, Deshaun Watson wanted him brought in. But I was told my source said, unfortunately, there's a backstory here, and that's why he was not getting a job. And it's not just this year, it was last year. So Eric Bieniemy is probably 0 for 14 with coaching vacancies. Now, he hasn't interviewed for all of them, but you have 7 openings this year. I thought he would have his choice. And as it turns out, he didn't. He didn't even have one choice. But I did ask Patrick Mahomes about this because I said to Mahomes yesterday before the news even came out, I said, I don't think Eric Bieniemy is going to get a head coaching job. And Mahomes was not surprised, but he did address it. So we'll have that for you coming up next hour.